Hey, what's going on, Jackson? Thank you for that. Hi, Gabriel. How we doing? Hey, Giants fan, what up? True Blue, what's up? Ronnie Asher, Jay Foles, what's going on? Wow, that's a lot of people saying hello. Hello, Jacob. Hi, Champ. Hi, Andra, Charlie, Colt K, Low Gears. Hi, Glenn. Patriots to the Super Bowl. Cam Newton. Let's go. Hi, Keith. How can you hit for more power? If you go to our hitting playlist, I've made tons of videos on how to hit. I literally think I have a thing that's entitled How to Hit for More Power. You gotta check it out. That's right, Juan. Guys, by the way, hey, I got a couple super chats, guys. I'll answer those in 5 seconds. I feel horrible, guys. I'm getting no sleep. My daughter walked in my room last night, the whole night. It was thundering out. She came in like every hour. I have the worst headache in the world right now. I said I was going to go to bed early tonight, but I wanted to do this. I didn't do my live. I didn't do my Twitch stream last night because I was so exhausted. My head hurt so bad I couldn't do it. My body's falling apart right now. Let's get the super chats real quick, guys. Richie the Wolf, thank you so much for the super chat. Back in the year 2000, what's your thought on the Mets overall? Did you thought the Mets had a chance of beating the Yankees? Were they underrated? I'm going to be completely honest. In the year 2000, I was not worried about the Mets at all. I could have cared less if they won. I mean, I remember watching a little bit. What was I? I was 15 years old. Hold on one second. I remember them having a solid team. I probably thought that the Yankees were a better team, were going to win. Um, but the one thing in baseball, I'm a firm believer. I don't know why. I always feel like I feel like anyone can win in a baseball series. I don't do that in basketball. I don't do that in football. I don't know hockey enough. Um, but really in baseball, I always feel that way. It might not be true, but that's how I feel. So I'm sure I was giving them a chance. I don't know if that helps you at all, but thank you for the super chat. True Blue 5, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get back to the live chat for a minute. Haircuts in the MLB. Well, I mean, I always got my haircut done. I'd always cut my own hair, but there'd be barbers that would come into the stadium and cut hair. My opinion on the runner on second to start extra innings. I mean, I don't know. Feels kind of youth baseball-ish because that's what we do in youth baseball. I was fine just ending in a tie. I know some people are like, can't end in a tie. Like, I don't care ending in a tie. Doesn't bother me. Runner on second does feel a little bit strange in the major leagues. Hi, Ben. Best way to get recruited. Again, we have a recruiting playlist on our channel. If you go there, I literally tell you the exact way to get recruited. Right here would take me like 20 minutes to really go over it, but definitely go and check all those videos. One or two ways to speed up the game. Listen, I am not against having some type of pitch clock. I think there's an awful lot of time wasted. Now, it depends on the pitcher and the hitter. There are some pitchers and hitters that are like really good at just getting, there's pitchers that are good about getting the ball, getting on the mound, getting the sign, and pitching. And there's other pitchers that are so freaking slow. And, and I understand like that's where they feel comfortable, but it's like, come on, dude, like let's freaking go. I don't have all day to sit here. Same thing with the hitters. Like some hitters step out and let me do my like every pitch. Like let's go. So me personally, I think they need to speed that up. Other channels like me, not really sure. My channel's kind of weird because I have instructional stuff. I have question and answer stuff. I have, I tell stories. So I don't know if there's other ones like me. I agree with you on, yeah, there's certain guys that are just like, Jesus, I can't even watch you. You're going so slow. So I know some people are like, no, can't have a pitch clock because we've never had it before. I mean, I personally think baseball is the only sport where when a rule gets changed or even thought about changing, people scream, stop changing the game, you're ruining the game. But baseball is the only game that hasn't changed in like 150 years. Like the NFL changes stuff all the time. They continue to change things. Um, Most sports will change things pretty quickly. So just because baseball's been, I mean, every sport's been around for a while. I know baseball's been around for a long time, but we got a super chat, everybody. Logan Detweiler, thank you so much for the super chat. What's your favorite baseball magazine to read? Street and Smith's, Lindy's Baseball, or Athlon Sports? I was actually in the what is it? Street and Smith's. I was in an article. Where is it? I don't know where I put it, but I was in there. They interviewed me a couple months ago. It's pretty funny. Um, so I don't know. I actually, to be quite honest, I don't read baseball magazines. So I can't even say. Um, I wish I could give you an answer. Teddy Halpin, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey Matt, since I'm in Maine for the summer, I booked a lesson with Juan today. Oh, nice. Did he get you throwing 100? I hope so. Oh, we got another super chat. Hold on, everybody. Mets Rule, thank you so much for the super chat. Matt, great channel, bud. Thank you. Who is the player you played with that you were most in awe of, like full fanboy? Um, so I actually wasn't a fanboy of anyone that I played with. I don't remember being a fanboy of anyone I played with. Let me think real quick of the guys that I did. The biggest known players that I played with were Adrian Gonzalez, Trevor Hoffman, Greg Maddux for a little bit. I don't remember being like a fanboy of any of them. Um, when I was with the Orioles, it was like Matt Wieters, Adam Jones. Those were kind of the big name players on the team. Nick Markakis. Um, Golly, like I can't think of it. The biggest fanboy I ever was, the biggest fanboy of was Manny Ramirez, but it wasn't with him; it was against him. I was a huge Manny Ramirez fanboy. He was probably the only player I really played against, and maybe a little bit of Omar Garcia-Parra. When I was playing against him, I was like, "Wow, I'm playing against Manny Ramirez right now." Everyone else, I never really did that. So, Alexander Winkins, thank you so much for the super chat. Have you ever met Fred Lynn? And have you ever read Lenny Dykstra's book? I've never met Fred Lynn. No, I haven't. I've seen a lot of video and stuff of Fred Lynn because I'm from Boston. And have you ever read Lenny Dykstra's book? I have not read Lenny Dykstra's book. Um, I've I've seen some stuff on Lenny Dykstra, never the book, never his book, but Lenny Dykstra seems like an interesting guy. Thomas White opinion. He looks like he's absolutely filthy. Nick Markakis, the most underrated case for the Hall of Fame. I don't believe Nick Markakis is a Hall of Famer. I don't have any idea what his stats are off the top of my head, but I feel like Nick Markakis is a good player. He's been a solid player for a long time, but I can't say that he's a Hall of Fame type player. Let's look at Nick Markakis' stats. Thoughts on Cam? Oh, I'm pumped up about Cam. let's see. Nick Markakis. So he's 36. He'll be 37 at the end of this year. Yeah, he's not going to make the Hall of Fame. He's got 34 WAR. He's got a nice batting average. Career almost 290 hitter. He's got a lot of hits. Got 2,355 hits, but I feel like that would be a good example of like it's the Hall of, it's not the Hall of Good. Practice is going really well, Michael. Thank you. It's been fun getting back in the field. Carlos Delgado, huh? I used to love me some Carlos Delgado back in the day. Carlos Delgado. Now here's some stats right here for you. 45 WAR. Got 2,000 hits. Got almost 500 home runs. 280 batting average. Gets on base a lot. 383 on base percentage. Yeah, I mean, he was a really, a lot of power. The tough part is being a first baseman, when you're at first base, if you want to make the Hall of Fame, you got to absolutely rake. So he had a 44.4 career WAR. The average first baseman has almost 67 WAR. If you look at like their 7-year peak, 34 and a half for Delgado, and the average Hall of Famer at first base is 42.7 7-year peak. So he just misses. Great player, but we got a super chat, everybody. Hey, Zach Keister. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Matt, no worries if it isn't your forte, but was wondering if I need to add some uppercut to my slow pitch softball swing. My level baseball swing seems to beat the ball into dirt a lot. Me personally, the ball's coming down. It's coming down pretty far. So, I guess it depends on what type of player you are. I'm not a slow pitch softball player, but I feel like depending on the field I'm playing at, I'd be just looking to launch homers. If we're playing a little field and I've got really good bat speed, I can hit lots of homers. So, hell yeah, I'm freaking uppercutting that thing. So yeah, I would. It is definitely not my forte. I don't know anything about slow pitch softball, but I would say go for it. Uppercut the hell out of that thing. Hey, another super chat. Let me see if I can pronounce this right. Danielo La Lima. Thank you so much for the super chat. Late champion here. Hey, late champion. What's going on? How's the family? My family's doing really well. Thank you. Can't wait for some Yankee baseball. I can't wait for some Yankee baseball either. I'm excited to watch the Yankees. Excited to watch Garrett Cole. Yeah, I want some baseball, man. I'm hoping that everything continues to move forward. I'm hoping that, we don't have anything happen here with the virus or states starting to shut down that, causes baseball to not happen. So, Peter Starzinski Tech, thank you so much for the super chat, Peter. Hey, Matt, what happened to Sunday night game last night? So, I was talking about that earlier. I've taken a break from Twitch. I almost took a break from this tonight. So my body is pretty much failing me at this point. I've been going with all the baseball stuff. I've been doing baseball, and then I've been doing scheduling, and I'm just on overload. I'm pretty good at just battling through stuff. I live by, in the movie Rudy. Have you guys seen Rudy? What do they say when they do they all get together and they say, what's it? No excuses, do the work. I think that's what they break it down on. That's how I live my life. No excuses, just freaking do the work. But sometimes I do so much that I feel like I'm going to run myself straight into the ground. As at this point right now, my health, I think I'm really hurting my health right now. I feel like absolute dog mess. And I'm getting no hours of sleep at night. And today was supposed to be my day off, but I worked pretty much the entire day trying to get this season going. So that's why I wasn't on last night. I couldn't see straight. My head, pretty much how I feel right now. I feel like my head is hurting so bad because I've been staring at computer screens trying to do scheduling all day long, or I've been on the phone. Um, so I need a vacation. Thanks, Joshua. What was Wake Forest like? I love Wake Forest. Wake Forest was great. A lot of work though. I felt like this sometimes at Wake Forest because they give you a lot of work. Have I ever been in a car accident? No. My favorite player ever is probably Manny Ramirez. Drink shakes. Freeman or Rizzo? I'll take Freeman right now. Yeah, the Buckler glove. I love the Buckler glove. It's in my car right now. I brought it to practice. The leather's amazing. It feels like a Rawlings glove, but it's just a lot cheaper. I break every glove in the same. I just play catch with it. I don't do anything else. And it broke in really quick, actually. So I love it, Connor. Teddy Halpin, thank you so much for the super chat. One word to describe Jackson Gillis. Jackson Gills? You mean I'm assuming you mean Jackson Gillis. Are you talking about Jackson Gillis from old Antonelli baseball player who played at Vanderbilt and drafted by the Brewers? I think that's what you mean. One word? Large. He was always huge. He was huge when he played for us when he was like 15 years old, 16 years old. Oh wow, we're getting a lot of Cam Newton questions tonight. I feel great about Cam Newton. Um, Here's my thoughts on Cam Newton. I think Cam Newton is. Well, let's say this. I got a lot of thoughts on Cam Newton. I could talk for a while. So when Auburn played the national championship game, I watched it, and I remember telling my dad, I was like, "This freaking Cam Newton guy, like, yeah, he might be big and strong and fast, but he can't effing throw the ball. Like, he was missing wide open guys that game, and I was like, this guy is not accurate enough to play in the NFL." Well, then he went to the NFL, and although he's not the most accurate, um, he has such a unique skill set, it doesn't matter because I underestimated his ability to just be a monster, like just a monstrous human being. Like I underestimated that in the NFL, and so yeah, he doesn't have great touch and he doesn't have great accuracy, but he can throw a deep ball and he's freaking incredibly big and strong and fast. So with all that being said, I like Cam Newton. We'll see. He's been injured. You're right. He is. He's humongous, Jason. Um, why am I excited? For a few things. Yeah, one. I'm still confused by that. How he didn't jump on that fumble. It was very weird. I don't know if he just had a brain fart or what. Um, but my overall thought on Cam Newton is he is a talent. Um, for me, if I feel like the Patriots are saying that, uh, some people, and this was wrong in my opinion, some people were like, oh, the Patriots are tanking for Trevor Lawrence. The Patriots couldn't tank for Trevor Lawrence. The NFL, there's too many bad teams in the NFL for the Patriots to be able to tank for Trevor Lawrence. Like the Patriots are really good. I know they lost Tom Brady, but they have tons of talent and they have the best coach in the history of the sport. So there's no way they could have tanked for Trevor Lawrence. Um, my thought is the fact that they got Cam Newton says two things. One, they don't think Stidham is ready, which it's hard to tell because they couldn't do anything. There's been no practices or workouts. Um, so that's one. Two is my thought is they really feel like they can make a run here because they've got enough talent and they feel like Newton can get them there. So, and it's a cheap contract. Yes, and that was my third point is this will be really exciting. I can't wait to see how they do this because it is the opposite of Tom Brady. It is not precision offense. It is, you know, options and quarterback runs and um, It's just going to be much different. And I'm pumped. You don't think Stidham will ever be ready? Well, we'll see. I like Stidham. When I watched Garoppolo in the preseason, his rookie year with the Pats, the way that he played, I was like, this dude can freaking play. And I know some people don't think Garoppolo is great, but I mean, I think Garoppolo is a really solid quarterback. I think you can win with Garoppolo. I think if Garoppolo was in New England, I think we could win. When I watched Stidham, I thought kind of the same thing. Like, I just thought that he was pretty accurate. He made a lot of quick decisions, and I really liked how he looked. Now, again, it's a small sample size, but no BS. He does. It doesn't keep me up at night. I don't think Laura's making an appearance tonight. She's watching a show out there. What is the line between confidence and cocky? Um, I don't know. When I think of confidence, I think of you just have a belief in yourself that you don't really have to like express to other people. When I think of cocky, um, I think of having to let everybody know about it. Thanks, Asher. Now, sometimes I've played with players that talk like a lot of shit, um, and but they're, I mean, it really helps them. That's their way of being confident, and sometimes it bothers me. But I don't know. I mean, I'd rather be when you play the game. You got to feel like you're the best player on the field. Carson Wentz, I don't know much. I mean, I don't know like Carson Wentz personally, but he's a pretty good football player. Yeah, Dustin Pedroia is number one. Dustin Pedroia is number one guy that I think of when I think of that. He's a shit talker, um, and I think that helps. That just helps him. Yeah, B players have really sore arms. My arm killed all the time when I played. Who's the cockiest MLB player? I don't know because you got to be on the field, and I don't get it. I'm not like up close and personal with the players. I think Trevor Story is very underrated. I mean, I don't underrate Trevor Story. I think he's one of the best shortstops in the league, but um, I assume I don't hear a ton of people talking about how good Trevor Story is. There's definitely people talk about it, but I feel like you have to be a pretty close observer of the game to appreciate Trevor Story. How did I react to the 0-16 Browns? I don't know. Probably like the way I reacted every year. They stink. I'm not sure what led to the decline of Ubaldo Jimenez. His velocity really fell apart. I don't know if that was an injury or what. I know when I faced him, he was filthy. The YouTube Baseball Hall of Fame. Thanks, Mike. Oh, I sat fastball every at bat of my whole life. Um, I don't know if I ever sat breaking ball. There's some there'd be. This is the way I did it. I'm not saying that. Thanks, Blackjack Daniels. I'm not saying this is the way to do it. But I sat fastball 99% of my at bats, and there'd be some at bats where I would just come off the fastball just a little. So like, I don't want to say like I split the difference between fastball and breaking ball, but I'm either all over the fastball or I'm just backing off it a little bit to where I'm thinking like I'm going to hit the fastball to right center field, and that's where I feel like I kind of split the difference. But yeah, I'm never sitting on off speed ever. I never did. Rafael Devers, I think Rafael Devers rakes. Do I follow Wake Forest baseball? I do. Not like a super fan, but I follow it. The A's drafted a catcher in the first round. Did they draft the high school catcher in the first round? I can't remember. Oh, or did the no? The Giants drafted the NC State catcher. The A's drafted the high school catcher. Is that right? Yeah, shortstops are stacked. The big leagues have such incredible talent. It's like crazy. I get so mad when some people are like people that used to play. The one thing about sports, it's funny. Everybody always thinks that the game was better when they played than it is now. Everyone you talk to, you know, like I talk to people that are like, oh man, like they go watch high school ball and they're like, high school ball just ain't the way it used to be. Like this is ain't what it was in my day. Like I coach high school baseball. I want to be like, dude, our high school team right now, we have like 18 pitchers that all throw like 84 and above. Like, don't tell me high school baseball isn't what it used to be. This is the best I've ever seen. It's just, I don't know. I just get mad when everyone says, oh, the game's not what it used to be. These players aren't what they used to be. Like, huh? What are we talking about? Have you watched these players? They're unbelievable. Yeah, so you might like the way that a game is played. So, like Jason, you said you prefer the 90s and early 2000s NBA. It was just a different game. Like now the game is, it's kind of gone to this like positionless, like spread the floor, all five guys can shoot. Back in like the 90s, it was, and some of the 2000s, it was, post play. You had triangle offense. You just had more big men, get the ball down low. Um, so the styles of the games, like all the games, like in the NFL, it went, now it's spread them out, throw the ball around. Yeah, it's crazy. Even watching The Last Dance, like to look at how low the scores were, I was like, wow, like, because I'm so used to now today's NBA where there's just lots of points being scored. And I watch some of it, I'm like, geez, there's no points being scored. And people say, well, that's because the defense was a lot better back in the day. Like, um, oh my God. Sorry, guys, I just got a text message. Um, Oh, I missed a couple super chats. Rick Chi the Wolf, thank you so much. I find it interesting that two NFC teams that are rivals, Eagles and Giants, beat the Pats in Super Bowl. Which team do you want the Pats to face in a rematch? I don't care to rematch either of them, but my thoughts is the Patriots go to so many Super Bowls, they got to lose to somebody. So the fact that they lost to the Eagles and Giants doesn't bother me at all. Um, so like we've beaten the. I'm trying to think about the Eagles. I feel like actually we've kind of struggled with the Eagles a little bit. Well, we beat them in the first Super Bowl that we played them. Then they beat us. They beat us in Foxborough. I can remember that game like it was yesterday. It wasn't a playoff game, but we muffed a punt. And let's see, Giants played the Giants this past year, and they stunk. So I don't care either one. Doesn't matter to me. I don't get caught up so much in like the uniform. So like a lot of people be like, oh, like Patriots fans for a while. Not so much now because the Giants really stink, but they'd be like, oh, I don't want to play the Giants because they have our number. Like for me, it's not so much about the team having their number because every team's different. Every year is different. So just because their shirt says Giants on it, I'm not like, oh no, I don't want to play the Giants. They beat us twice in the Super Bowl. Every team is different. So what's the difference between people who make it to the man? Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I don't know if the Patriots are changing their name. Hey, 357 MAGA. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Matt, the Bears and the White Sox. The Bears, the Bears, the Bears, the Bears, the Bears. Thank you for the super chat. I miss Chris Farley. My favorite football player? Well, I'd have to probably go Tom Brady, although not anymore. So, all my favorite players are going to be Patriots. I'm a real homer when it comes to the Patriots. Like I love the Patriots. Like in baseball, none of my favorite players are Red Sox, but in football, like I love Julian Edelman. I love Tom Brady. Again, not so much anymore. I loved Gronk. Um, Randy Moss, Randy Moss, my favorite player of all time. Yeah. So I'm gonna love two different types of players in football. One, I'm gonna love a tough guy like an Edelman, undersized guy that just throws his body around, sacrifices for the team. Like Edelman, no matter how injured Edelman is, like he played so injured this past every year he plays so injured. He will come and crack back or whatever you want to call it. I would just call it like a crackback block on a defensive end. The guy could be huge, and Edelman is going to do everything he can to. He's going to block that guy 100%. Don't give a crap about his body. Everything to help the team win. That's why I love Edelman. I felt the same way about Gronk. I feel the same way about Brady. And then I also respect anyone that just has freakish talent. Randy Moss, one of the most freakish players to ever play the game. I was in awe of Randy Moss. He will forever be my favorite player. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly. One Edelman playing corner reminds me of Troy Brown. Troy Brown was similar. I probably notice it more with the Patriots just because I watch them, but I always feel like the Patriots have guys that just. Um, I'm sure every team has this, but they have certain guys that will just do anything they need to do to win. Like will help the team in any way. Patriots have more guys. Um, back in the day, they used to have defensive ends playing tight end on the goal line, and they've got Edelman and Troy Brown playing defense and all kinds of crazy stuff. I just love the Patriots. I've been to many Patriots games live. Me and my dad had season tickets to the Patriots all the way up until high school, basically. And then, excuse me, my schedule got so busy in high school playing, football in the fall and everything that we weren't able to make many games. So we got rid of our season tickets. I love Cam. Well, I don't love Cam Newton, but I'm loving to see him in a Patriots uniform. Castellanos, yes, he does rake. He can hit. Hell yeah. Like even this year, like Landon Roberts, when Landon Roberts went to fullback, and the guy played fullback like a madman. He even frickin' when Landon Roberts scored that touchdown, I felt like a proud dad. I wanted to cry. I have a problem. Which team will go 162-0 this year? I'm getting tired, guys. I never considered playing in Japan and China or Korea. No. Do pitchers' wins matter? Um, so listen, like pitchers' wins. If you're a great pitcher, you're probably going to win a decent amount. With that being said, you're not in total control of your wins because if your team can't score any runs, then if your offense is horrible, you're not going to win as much. So, do they matter? Like, yeah, I think they do matter. Are they the end all be all? No, I don't think so. But like, is DeGrom and Scherzer and Clayton Kershaw, are those guys going to win more than some Joe Schmo? Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Juan. Like, if you're really good, you're going to win a lot. Is wins the only thing I'm going to base, like, judging player pitchers off of? No. Um, because if Kershaw and Scherzer have the same career, but one plays for an amazing team and one played for a horseshit team, like, yeah, the guy with the amazing team is going to win more. And so, can you say that one's better than the other because he had more wins because he played in a way better team? I don't know. They might be the same. They could be the same pitcher. What's more useless, yoga or meditation? Well, I think it depends on the player. Some players might need yoga, some might need meditation. What showcases? There's a lot of showcases you can go to. I mean, I went to some perfect game showcases that helped me out as a player. Um, if you're academic, really high academic, you can go to like a head first showcase. Uh, Showball showcases are pretty good. There's some PBR showcases that are good. Oh boy, I might be cutting this one short tonight, guys. I got no sleep last night. A lot of spam tonight. Is that what someone just said? I can't see straight, so why don't they wear fight necklaces anymore? I don't know. Do you know why a lot of players wore fight necklaces back in the day? Because do you know every spring training I showed up to when I got there in my locker there was tons of free fight necklaces. So that's why players wore them. They might not do that anymore. That woke me up. I'm ready to go now. I'm sure my eyes are red. I've gotten no sleep in the last week, maybe two. Most home runs hit in a shortened season. Well, there's only going to be what 60 games, which is I don't know. It's a good question. No one. I don't. I will not be taking an energy drink tonight. 22, huh? Juan's going 22. Yeah, I was gonna say probably somewhere in the 20s. One of my jerseys, would I sign it? Yeah, I could sign it for you. Good age to start playing travel ball. Really depends on what you're looking to do, what travel ball team. It's really hard to say because there's so many variables that go into everything, you know? What team you're playing for, what are you looking to get out of it? Hey, Metal Metallica, thank you so much for the super chat. I just want to say hi, Matt. I'm happy baseball is back, but I'm still missing hockey. You rock, Matt. Go Flyers. Go Flyers, Metal Metallica. Yeah, I haven't played any video games lately. Actually, you guys can't see. I usually have my TV right here, but I actually moved my TV out of here. Um, so I haven't played video games in at least a week. Video game Matt represents himself, so he doesn't need an agent. What sport is more real, NASCAR or chess? Probably chess. I know nothing about NASCAR. My opinion of the Pirates, rebuild. I can't say I look forward to hitting at cores. No, I was never like, oh, I can't wait to go hit at cores. I probably want to get drafted to the Padres. Nice, warm, sunny San Diego. Any advice for an incoming college freshman softball player? Yeah. Don't be intimidated by the older players. Just go and kick their ass. That would be my advice. My thought process going into college was I don't care how old any of these players are, I'm going to beat all of them. Um, Sometimes it's easy to get in the opposite mode, like, oh, they're older than me, they're bigger and stronger and better and all that stuff. But I kind of went into college thinking that I was going to. I mean, we talked earlier about having confidence. I wasn't like a cocky bastard, but, you know. One thing I didn't do a good enough job of in professional baseball is sometimes, competing against the major league guys, and I'd be like, oh, that's a major league guy right there. Like, I didn't have that when I was younger. When I was younger, I was like, screw this guy. I don't care if he's a senior and has been on the team for 4 years, whatever. Um, do I wear sunscreen every day? I do. I actually wear long sleeves and pants every day so the sun can't hit me, and I wear a bucket hat, but I also wear sunscreen. Do RBIs matter? Well, RBIs in some ways are like wins for pitchers. Not exactly, but so like yeah, if you're a great hitter, you're going to drive in runs, right? Because if you can drive, if you're a great hitter and you have some pop, you're going to hit more doubles and homers, which are going to drive more runners in. You're going to drive yourself in more, and so um, with that being said, if you play in a team that has a great offense, you're going to have more RBI opportunities. If you play in a team that has, you're hitting four hole and your top three hitters are all leading the league on base percentage, you bet that guy's going to get a lot more RBI chances and a lot more RBI. So they are important, but not like the only thing to judge a player off of. I live in Massachusetts. Oh, I'm pumped about signing Cam Newton. I've gotten that question a lot tonight. I am pumped. When I played, I put sunscreen on every day. Yep. My skin is, even though my last name is Antonelli, my skin does not look like an Antonelli, so I have to wear sunscreen. How do you get better hand-eye coordination? I don't know. I mean, there's certain hand-eye drills you can do. I think you get better at it by playing your sport and building your skill. I always felt like playing multiple things, like I felt like I could catch a football. Like one of the things I think I'm really good at is catching a football. Like in high school, I never dropped a football. I thought it was the easiest thing in the world to do, catch a football. I feel like that not because I caught a lot of footballs, but because I caught a lot of baseballs. Um, so I think some of it could be just playing different sports and just playing sports, doing things with your hands, like I think helps your hand-eye coordination. Am I happy with my cable provider? Not really. I'm not a tennis player, no. I'm from well, I grew up in Peabody, Massachusetts. Um, as a player, I would never wear sleeves. I only wore three-quarter sleeves. I never wore long sleeves as a player. As a coach, I only wear long sleeves. I think every sport has their own things that can help baseball players. So I don't know if one sport is better than another. Do I have the last major league ball that I ever caught? The only major league balls I have my first hit, and then I have a couple other balls, just like BP balls and stuff like that. Oh, we got a couple of super chats. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna do a few more questions, guys, and I'm gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted. RC from the NYC. What's up, buddy? Hey, Matt. Hey, Laura. What's up, Chad? Hope everyone is well and safe. Baseball is life. Thanks, RC. Baseball is life. Can't wait for baseball to start. By the way, guys, I found these pants. I know you guys can't see them. And I'm not flexible. I'm not flexible enough to put my leg up. But I found these pants in my closet. They're these Under Armour pants. They are so comfortable. I bought these things so long ago, and I don't know what happened. I like hid them in my closet, and I found them today, and they had the tags on them still. I ripped the tags off and tried them on. They're awesome. I'm gonna wear them every day now. Richie the Wolf, thanks so much for super chat. Can you tell if someone's from Vermont, Connecticut, New Rhode Island? I'm assuming New York, Rhode Island, or Maine by their accent. I know they're part of New England, but I was curious. So I mean, New York. You put New. I don't know if that meant maybe it meant New Hampshire. I don't know if I can tell where they're from. Not really. I feel like everyone sounds the same. Oh, Laura's making her appearance.
Who sounds the same?
You want to answer questions? I can't keep my eyes open at all. All right, guys, we'll stay on for 5 more minutes. But I think. Whoops, sorry about that. I think for my health, I need to go to bed in a few minutes. I feel like I'm torturing myself. I think Miggy's going to get 3,000 hits. Reading recommendations. I just got a new book in the mail today. You guys want to see what book I got in the mail today? Where'd my book go?
I didn't get the mail today, so where'd you get a book?
I don't know. It was sitting on the... Oh, maybe it was from yesterday. I don't know. I saw a package sitting there today, and I opened it. Hold on, guys. I think my book went into...
Wait, you opened mail?
Yep, I did.
Did you clean it first?
Okay. Hey, Metal Metallica, 1986. Thank you so much for super chat. Sorry I couldn't be on longer. I just got done with doing 16 hours at work. Have a great night. Everyone, you all rock. Wow, 16 hours. That's incredible.
Long day.
That is a long day. I don't think we'll see a 400 batting average this season, though. Minor league baseball ain't returning this year, but it will eventually.
You could see a really high batting average, though, couldn't you? Because it won't have a long enough season until you bring it down if someone starts out on a hot streak.
You could. I don't think we're going to see a 400, but... I don't think Markakis is a Hall of Famer, no. Maybe Alex Markakis, but... I might have already gotten the belly card, Lucas. I got to make more videos. So this is a book I got today in the mail. In Search of Excellence by Thomas Peters and Robert Waterman. So... Lars, it sounds exciting. So the reason I got this book is because I'm a big Michael Lombardi fan. I have Michael Lombardi's book. Where's Lombardi's book? Oh, Lombardi's book's over here. Well, it's buried in there, but Gridiron Genius. So, I'm a big Michael Lombardi fan. Was the GM for the Browns, was the front office with the Patriots, and whoa! So I'm a big fan of his. I almost feel like if I could meet somebody and talk to them and have Bill. You don't like Lombardi? Oh, I love Lombardi. Why don't you like Lombardi, Juan? He's the best. So I would meet Bill Belichick would be the number one person I would like to meet and talk to, but I would love to talk to Michael Lombardi because he worked for Belichick. He worked for Walsh. He worked for Al Davis. And so, I don't know, I just really like him. Anyways, he told me, he didn't tell me actually, he told everyone, but I was listening. One, I could talk about Michael Lombardi forever. I've watched I've read every one of his books and watched every one of his videos. So Michael Lombardi said that when he worked for Walsh, Walsh told him the first thing he needed to do was go and buy In Search of Excellence. And he said he did, and he said it's kind of shaped the way that he's kind of done things for a long time. So then I said, well, then I need to go buy In Search of Excellence. So I did, but I've not read it yet. How do I choose the questions I answer on here? Whatever my eyes see. I don't have any reason for it. I just look, and then if I see a question, I read it. Thoughts on the Astros keeping their title? I mean, I thought, look at this guy. I haven't cut my hair in a while, guys. My hair's getting kind of long. But I knew they weren't going to strip the Astros of the title. At least I didn't think they were going to. They should have done something before. They should have done something before. Like, they knew what was going on. Lucas, I'm just tired. What's going on with the minor leagues? No minor leagues this year. Juan DeFranco thoughts? I think he's going to be really, really good. Have I seen Bill smile? Yeah, a few times. How does it feel to bat 150? I mean, I've never batted 150 before, but I would assume it's got to feel horrible because I've batted 200 before. I've been hitting 170 before. Worst feeling in my life or your life or anyone's life. Nope, Bud Black never made me do that. I did not meet Laura at Wake Forest. I'm sure it's hard being any GM. I'm not sure which would be harder. I'm sure they're both really difficult. Pocket Radar, I like the Pocket Radar. I like Rapsodo. I like Blast. We have all three of those. I mean, Rapsodo is the most expensive by far and can probably do the most. So I guess I go Rapsodo. Am I surprised the Reds didn't bring Hunter Green up since there isn't a minors this year? Well, I don't know the whole ins and outs of everything, but I'm assuming that, I mean, you've got to be careful with who you bring up because of service time and all that stuff. You were hitting 083. Yeah, I mean, but at the beginning of seasons, you can hit everything. I mean, if you get out your first at bat of the season, you're hitting 0, you know? If you go 1 for your first 10, you're hitting 100. So, I'm talking about like after a long time, like, you know. Plenty of guys have gone 0 for 4 in their first game and they're hitting 0. But there's difference between hitting, you know, going 1 for 10 and then being 10 for 100. That's a much different feeling. Wow, Slimer. What state are you from that they started the league and then shut it down after 3 games? How did they shut it down so quickly? What was it? They didn't like. Did they not like the way the players were? Was it based on the way that the game was being played, or was it a state thing, or in your little league you hit 400? That's pretty good. I think I hit 800. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I did. How long was my home run off Jason Hirsch? I don't know. It barely got out of the stadium or out of the. Barely got out. California. Are you from Los Angeles area? Because I heard that the LA area is getting hit pretty bad right now. I don't know if Wander Franco will play this year. I mean, he's a great player. He'd probably be fine. He's still really young, so I'm very happy with Cam Newton. What college baseball program? I don't know. I mean, my son's only 5, so he has a long way to go. I'm sure college baseball programs will look a lot different when he goes in, 17 years or Not 17 years. He'll be out by 17 years. 12 years, 13 years. My bench and my prime, I never really barbell bench very much. I always just dumbbell pressed. I did pitch in high school, and yeah, I could have pitched in college, and then I don't know where it would have went from there. But a good 12U velocity, I'm not sure. I don't pay super attention to the velocity of the 12U, just because, like, I know the velocities for high school because when it comes to recruiting, a velocity is really important. It's usually the first thing coaches want to know about a pitcher. As a 12U, it doesn't matter as much, so I don't know. Oh, not complying, yeah. I've noticed that with baseball around here. It's probably everywhere. Like, they set a bunch of rules, and a lot of people don't follow them, so. I'm more of a rule follower, just in general. I don't try. I mean, I just follow rules. Some people don't follow any rules. And so when they get rules to follow, they're like, F those rules. I'm not following them. They don't follow them. And then we get in trouble. Not we. People get in trouble and then ruins it for everyone else. Central California. Yeah, Arizona. I saw they're closing a bunch of stuff down. What the hell's going on down there in Arizona? Travel ball. So travel ball is like, it all depends where you're from, and so I always have a hard time answering travel ball questions because some people are like, what time, like when do I have to play travel ball? I don't know, because it depends. Like, I've seen plenty of travel ball teams that are the same as town ball. There's no difference. I've seen other travel ball teams that are awesome. Like, I think our travel ball team is pretty good. Will a 10-year-old get a lot out of playing for our travel ball? Probably. So is it important for him to play at 10? Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, he doesn't have to play for us and can still be a great player. Will playing for us help him get better? Probably. Everett Cabrera, yes, I did play with Everett. He was a good teammate. He was kind of quiet. He didn't speak a lot of English, so we couldn't really talk a whole lot. Where was Everett from? Was he Colombian? I'm trying to think. Where was Everett Cabrera from? Let me look it up, guys. One thing I remember about Everett Cabrera is that he could do a full split. Everett Cabrera. There he is. He was Nicaraguan, not Colombian. I liked Everett Cabrera. Kind of like a little bit of a slap hitter, fast, very strong. Like, a guy was built like a freaking rock. Catchers don't talk to batters very much at all. First basemen lead the league in talking to players. I've only run a 40-yard dash one time in my life. It was a 4.53 in high school as a junior at some like combine. I think it was either sophomore or as a junior. I think it might have been my junior year. That's the only time I ran in my life. Midland Redskins. I've played against the Midland Redskins. I have played against Albuquerque Isotopes. Yep, probably 2009, 2008, 2009, somewhere in there. What do players talk about during pitching changes when they group together? Anything. Um, Sometimes you're talking about the games. Sometimes you're talking about what you're going to do after the game. Sometimes you're talking about what you did before the game. Sometimes how about what you did the night before. Sometimes you talk about, I mean, anything. A lot of people say like, "What do you talk about in the dugout?" Like, it's almost like if I said to you, "What do you talk about at work?" Like, I don't know. You've probably talked about work sometimes. You've talked about what you're gonna do later that night. You've talked about your kids. You've talked about your wife or your girlfriend. Talked about. I mean, there's like a bunch of stuff. All right, guys. One more question. It's 11 o'clock, and I gotta go to bed because I gotta wake up early and get to work again. How much I want to leave work? Yeah, sometimes people do that. Some people are like, man, when is this freaking game gonna get over with so I can go out or go home or go to sleep or whatever. What was it like playing with Adrian Gonzalez? He was a great player. Nice guy too. Tigers pitching situation. I don't know the Tigers pitching situation enough to really comment on that. You might have seen me there. When I was playing against the Isotopes, it was a year I was struggling, so I wasn't playing every day. Um, that was a low point in my career. I can remember that pretty vividly. 2008. I remember I was struggling for the first time in my life, and I vividly remember I hit leadoff every game. When I got drafted, I hit third my first year, and then I hit leadoff every year after that. I'll do the super chat 1 second. So I remember I walked in one day to the AAA, like halfway through the year. I looked up because I always look up at the top of the board and see if my name's there. If it's not there, that means I have the day off. I didn't get many days off. But I remember I looked at the board, my name wasn't there, and I was like, "Oh, I got the day off." And then I went down and I saw my name in the nine hole, and I was like, "What the hell kind of joke is this?" That was the first day I was pissed, and I was like, "You gotta be, you know what, me, freaking nine hole." And then later that year, I started getting sat. Like I we didn't play every day, and I was like, that's when I started getting really upset. Sam P, thank you so much for the super chat, Sam P. Going to need you to bring the TV back. Rodeo Matt needs a shower. It's been like 2 weeks. Eventually, I will. I just need I need to be able to get ahead of my work because I'm so far behind. And that might sound like I'm not doing my work, but I'm actually doing more work than ever before. I just can't keep up with it. Like I just opened up my email right here, and man, look at all these emails I have. Did I notice favoritism in high school sports? Not really. I would say 90+% of it wasn't, and then every now and then you'll see it, but depends on the coach, honestly. Like, my philosophy has always been the best players play. Like, in high school, my philosophy is play who's going to help you win. Not every coach plays that way. Um, like at our high school, we have a very good high school. We're very competitive. The reason we're playing is to win the state championship. So my thing is just play your best players to win, and then no one can ever say, shout out to Anthony Garcia. No one can ever say like politics or any of that stuff if all we do is play to win. But when you start making like exceptions and let's play this guy because he's a senior, or let's play this guy. Now I get it. Like there's senior day, you play seniors. That's cool. Shout out to Jace, but um, I don't know. That's my thought on it. Yeah, I have seen a decent amount of NBA players that have gotten coronavirus. Spencer Torkelson? I'm not sure. It'll depend how he does. Toughest pitch to hit in the bigs, probably a good splitter or a really good slider. In my experience, most kids, like in high school or a lot of places, a lot of times kids that aren't playing think it's politics or favorites. I know parents think it's politics a lot. Like in my experience, it's very rarely that. You might get it every now and then, but um, is Jeter overrated? I don't think so. I think Jeter was a great player. I mean, I think everyone thinks Jeter was a great player. Does anyone think Jeter was not a great player? You're pretty. I would say if someone says Jeter's not a great player, they're a pretty harsh critic. I think A Rod is more talented than Derek Jeter. Yeah, I think Jeter. I think just from a talent standpoint, like let's look this up real quick. Because there's a lot of people that I'm not a lot of people, but I'll hear some people be like, "Yeah, Derek Jeter wasn't that good." I'm just like, "What? Derek Jeter wasn't that good? Excuse me." Let's see. Jeter, 71 WAR, 3,500 hits, 260 home runs, 310 batting average, 377 on base. Sure thing, Danny M. Thanks so much. Now let's look at Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez. Holy shnikes, Alex Rodriguez. 117.5 WAR, 700, almost 700 home runs, 3,100 hits. Holy crap. Just crazy. Now, A Rod was on steroids for sure. Jeter never tested positive for steroids, so that definitely helps A Rod. But both great players. Now, I don't know how much how much with steroids you want to, say that how much they help and whatever. But Alex Rodriguez is one of the most talented players to ever play baseball. So, in my opinion. Oh, look at all this. So many stats here for him. Horse racing fan? I don't know much about horse racing. That's crazy. A Rod had almost double the career WAR that the average Hall of Fame shortstop has. How is that possible? Any idea when high school sports will start? I have no idea. I don't think anyone has any idea. Patriots, my favorite team football. I know who Trevor Plouffe is. Yes, I played against Trevor Plouffe. Story and Lindor are both great. I'll go Lindor, but it's not by a ton. Yeah, I agree. It's hard with A Rod because he definitely. I mean, he was on steroids. Um, so how do you? I don't know how you compare it. I just say A Rod was a great player that was aided by steroids. Am I avoiding the Cam Newton question? Sam, you must have just got here because I've answered the Cam Newton question like 52 times tonight. I'm probably avoiding it now because I've answered it so many times tonight. I don't want to just keep answering it over and over again. A Rod played positions not known for offense, so lots of war, which is why war is stupid. Yeah, but the ability to be able to play a defensive position that is not typically an offensive position and be able to play offense very well while playing that position is extremely valuable. Therefore, that is why you get more war for it. It's like a first baseman can usually hit way better because like you don't have to be very good defensively to play first base. So you can just be a huge hitter. But in order to be athletic enough to play shortstop yet hit like a first baseman. Not only that, hit like one of the best first basemen ever play the game. That makes you even more valuable. Playing shortstop in the big leagues is like the most. It is. I don't even know if anyone can understand how hard it is. Like I could never play shortstop at the big league level, but I was considered like a above average shortstop in high school, like very above average. I probably could have been considered a good shortstop in college, and I could never play major league shortstop. It's just so hard to do. So when you see like a great shortstop, just know that it's however good you think he is, he's much better. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. Could the Rays win the AL East over the Yankees? Well, I think the Rays are extremely talented. I think in a 60-game season, anything can happen, especially if you are already very talented. My prediction would be that the Yankees win the AL East. If the Rays won, would I be like super surprised? I mean, I'd be a little surprised because I think the Yankees this year are um, loaded, like incredible. Same with the Dodgers. So I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. I'll say that. I like Michael Conforto, yeah. What would my reaction be if Randy Johnson was my first MLB at bat? I'd be scared. Favorite NFL quarterback? It was Tom Brady. Now it's Cam Newton. Well, they're going to give baseball a shot, and we'll see. If there's a lot of positive tests, then there might not be baseball. So, Mariners' best prospects in MLB? I'm not sure. Are you asking me who the best prospects are for the Mariners? Our 13s, they play on the same size field that they play on a huge field. I mean, our home field is well. It says it's like 315 down the lines and 370, I think the center or 380, but it looks bigger than that to me. Carlos Beltran, Hall of Famer. Um, let's look at his stats real quick. Yeah, it's pretty freaking good, man. 435 homers, 280 batting average, 315 on base, 312 stolen bases. Damn, those are crazy, crazy numbers. Um, I mean, looking at these stats without going into like every single stat, he is like right there. He's got a 70 WAR. You're looking at the average being like a 71. 7 year peak of 44 and a half almost, and that's basically what a 7 year peak is. Yeah. No. I mean, Carlos Beltran is an amazing, amazing player. This career is crazy. He might just miss it, but it's really close. Those numbers, I mean, you hit 400, almost 40 home runs. Richie the Wolf, your $5 super chat before that one? No, I didn't. Didn't pop up, and now I see it. Thank you so much, Richie. If an MLB player gets caught with roids and feels bad and apologizes for it, is it okay to forgive them and still praise them for their work? I mean, I praise all the hall. I mean, I praise Manny Ramirez every day, and he was on steroids, so I think the steroid thing is an interesting debate. You can talk about it for a long time. Um, I don't get mad at guys during the steroid era that use steroids that much because they weren't testing. They were illegal, but they weren't like, and I guess they were against the rules, but no one was testing, and a lot of the league was on it. So, um, I don't know. I think there was pressure from a lot of players that said, I see all these other guys doing steroids, and I'm trying to keep my job. And so they feel pressure to use them. Richie the Wolf, thank you again. Oh, that's when you were asking me. I'm sorry. All right, guys. So I think Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think he's one of the best players to ever play baseball. That's all we got tonight, guys. It's really late. I wanted to go to bed at 10 o'clock tonight. I missed it by an hour and 15 minutes. That means tomorrow I'm going to be exhausted again. But one of these days I'm going to catch up and get back to feeling normal again. But as you can tell from my eyes, I look horrible. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys. I don't know if I'll do another live chat this week, but maybe I'll get on here. But I'm going to go to bed because I'm really tired. Thanks again for all the questions. Thanks for hanging out. And the hardest I ever threw was 91 miles an hour. We'll talk to all you guys later. Have a good night.